Have you ever wondered how one small act of kindness can change a life? On a peaceful spring morning, Mira and Haru set out for a quiet walk through the forest. Haru laughed as he chased the cherry blossom petals dancing in the breeze. Then suddenly, he heard a tiny chirping sound and stopped in his tracks. Together, they listened carefully, trying to find where the weak sound was coming from. Step by step, they followed the chirping deeper into the tall grass. Beneath an old tree, they found a tiny sparrow with an injured wing. Haru's smile faded as he realized the little bird was hurt. Mira stayed calm and gently looked over the frightened sparrow. She searched the nearby trees, hoping to find its nest or parents. Finding no one, Mira carefully lifted the tiny bird into her hands. Haru slowly reached out, and the little sparrow began to trust him. Mira gently explained that wild animals belong in nature and should only be helped until they recover. With hope in their hearts, Mira and Haru carefully carried the little sparrow home. At home, Mira prepared a soft and safe place for the tiny sparrow to rest. Together, they made a small rescue box where the little bird could feel warm and protected. Mira gently placed the sparrow inside its new temporary home. Every few hours, Mira and Haru quietly checked on their little friend. The sparrow was still too weak to eat, and Haru began to worry. Mira smiled gently and said, "Healing takes time." Together, they learned how to care for an injured wild bird the right way. Every morning became a routine of fresh water, clean towels, and gentle care. Haru happily greeted the little sparrow each new day. Soon, the bird lifted its tiny head a little higher than before. Then came a stronger chirp, filling Haru with hope. For the first time, the sparrow ate. With patience and love, Mira and Haru cared for their little friend every single day. As the sun set, the sparrow stood a little taller, and hope filled their hearts once again. They knew the journey wasn't over, but the little bird was finally getting stronger. A new morning brought another small miracle for the tiny sparrow. It carefully stretched its injured wing for the very first time. Haru could hardly hide his excitement, but he stayed quiet to keep the bird calm. Then the little sparrow made its very first tiny hop. Each day, it grew stronger with every meal and every flap of its wings. Soon, Mira carried the rescue box into the peaceful garden for fresh air. The gentle breeze touched the sparrow's feathers, and it looked happier than ever. It gazed up at the wide blue sky, as if dreaming of flying again. With growing confidence, the sparrow began practicing its wings. A moment later, it reached a low tree branch all by itself. Haru watched silently, hoping with all his heart. Then the sparrow made its first short flight to another branch. Day after day, it practiced a little farther and became more confident. Before long, flying from branch to branch felt almost natural again. Looking at the endless sky, Mira and Haru knew the day of goodbye was getting closer. The next morning, the garden was filled with warm sunshine and quiet hope. The little sparrow looked at the open sky, then back at Mira and Haru one last time. Haru gently held Mira's hand as they waited in silence. With one powerful flap, the sparrow lifted into the air and flew freely at last. Haru smiled with joy, even as tears filled his eyes.
Helping others become
Mira
strong
softly
enough to
reminded
live on
him
their
that
own.
true love means helping others find their freedom. As if saying thank you, the sparrow circled above them one final time. Then it disappeared into the endless blue sky, where it truly belonged. From that day on, Haru saw nature with new eyes and a kinder heart. On their way home, he placed fresh water beneath a tree for the wild birds. Soon, more sparrows gathered, reminding them that every act of kindness inspires another. Mira smiled proudly, knowing Haru had learned a lesson he would never forget. Sometimes the smallest wings teach the biggest lessons, because when we help someone fly again, our own hearts grow stronger too.